on this episode of the Black Boss Ladies platform.
Mm-hmm. So you see this need and you're like, I'm going to open up a boutique. Is that kind of how it happened?
That's how it happened for me. Blind, not knowing, how to run a business, not knowing how to finance a business. Started, and once I got the information, I just jumped out the window, with no parachute.
Oh, she said, I'm black. We come from fashion.
Okay.
We might not have $5 in our pocket, but we gonna look good.
Welcome to the Black Boss Ladies platform, the place where legacies live.
Welcome to the Black Boss Ladies platform podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Lee.
And I'm Julia Myers. And today we have Chiquita White. And when I think about Chiquita, I think about the godmother of boutiques. Mm-hmm. Yes, we met through a mutual friend, and you were in the space when nobody, I want to say people weren't, like it's hot now to have a boutique.
Yes,
but
correct.
You were there when there was no social media for real. And you are still there. So over 14 years in the fashion industry. So hats off to you. And we appreciate you bringing your presence here on the Black Boss Ladies platform. So fashion. Boom. Before we jump into that, we always ask our guests, what does success mean to you? How do you define it?
Ooh, if I could roll it up in a nutshell, I would say success is, it's a lot of things. I know most people think, when they think success, they think money. I don't think of success as just, of course, money is a part of it, but I see success as being able to do what I want when I want.
Okay.
I love it. Freedom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Love it.
That's how I see success.
Waking up in the day and like, what I want to do.
That's it. That's it. That's what success is.
So, how did you get into the fashion world?
So, back when when I started, it was like a hobby, like a side hustle, so to speak. So I was in corporate America, of course, and I was a boutique shopper. I never shopped off the racks. I always wanted something different and unique. And with that being said, I would always go to all these various different locations of boutiques, but considering the way that most Black women are shaped, these boutiques really didn't cater to us.
Right?
So the struggle was real.
Yeah.
Finding items to fit our body type, our waistline, our thighs, and all of this. It was very, very strenuous. And when I kept running into a brick wall, I noticed that there was a need for this. Because I was like, well, where do y'all shop besides off the rack? Like, when you want something, we get it made.
I was like,
everybody was getting stuff,
That's true. Back in East St. Louis, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Like, so-and-so was a seamstress on the street.
Yeah.
You go and get your stuff made.
Absolutely. So just moving the story along. So that's what started it.
Okay.
That's what made me branch off into filling the void for finding apparel for women that were curvaceous, and that's what it started.
Well, I have a question though before that part though. So you were shopping at the boutiques because you wanted something original. So you had like a passion for fashion, not to be cliquey.
Yes.
But so what brought that forward? How did you get that?
So I don't have that story where how people say, oh, when I was a little girl, I used to play dress up in the mirror. No, that's not my story. I wasn't thinking about that. I was into TV shows and watching the different ways that the actresses that was hot then, the way that they were dressed, looking at your a different world and seeing how they were dressed,
and they had a little bit for every type,
urban, classy, so things like that,
They had like the free people, free people customer back then, right?
Yes.
And then you had Whitney with the
she was
with the suits,
I feel like different world.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it,
If you haven't watched it, check it out.
They
Check it
hit
out.
every type of personality there.
Right.
So,
So watching that in the different movies, the Halle Berrys and the different ones like that, so that's what really made me like, oh, I want to dress like that. They look powerful. They look,
Yeah.
So that's kind of what started my
and
fashion
what were you
craving.
doing in corporate America? You said
I was actually in the financial department, so so I was like balancing numbers.
right. That's two different sides of the brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I did it for a very, very, very long time. Like I've only been out of corporate America since 2018.
Really?
So my first 15 years,
You were doing both.
I was doing both.
Okay.
I was doing both.
Okay, I didn't know that about you. Wow.
But I
Amazing.
feel like being in the finance area here, because a lot of times, as black business owners, right, we don't have that financial know-how. So were you
Correct.
able to bring that to your business?
Absolutely, and which is very, very important. And I always tell my fellow entrepreneurs or up and coming entrepreneurs that having the multiple streams of income is what's going to help you last, because when you just have one income and you are an entrepreneur, it's very, very difficult. So I always tell people
I coach agents and I tell them, do not quit your day job, because you have to understand that your day job is your leverage, because there's a big learning curve that's happening here. A lot of people weren't into entrepreneurship. They don't know what it means to run a business. They don't understand getting leads and balancing books and stuff. So there's a big curve you got to do, and you can't do that when you're hungry.
I'm telling you, you can't think straight at all.
You can't think straight at all.
What do I pay?
You
What do I pay?
commission breath.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta make this deal. I gotta close.
What
this
do I pay?
deal.
Who gets paid? So just I had the best of both worlds.
So let me ask you this in the fashion, because boutiques. That again, where I'm from, East St. Louis, I don't remember a lot of boutiques. I didn't start really hearing boutique, the word, until I was in college, and it was a lot of my friends from Chicago, and they were shopping at the boutique spaces. So you see this need, and you're like, I'm gonna open up a boutique. Is that kind of how it happened?
That's how it happened for me.
Okay.
Blind, not knowing, how to run a business, not knowing how to finance a business. Not knowing if and I didn't do what the average person did. The average person opened a boutique, they online. That's easy.
Yeah. You don't have no overhead.
Yeah, you don't have no overhead. You want to sell a dress today, you can. You don't want to sell it tomorrow, you don't.
Right.
But I went the other route. I went brick and mortar from day one.
Oh, wow.
Where you getting that? How did you get the partnerships with the manufacturers and the designers and going to pick out clothes? Because back then it was a big thing to go to LA, right? And trade.
Yeah.
So how do you just say finance?
Yep. That's exactly what I did. So I did a little research and I found out about local trade shows.
Okay.
And I started there.
Okay.
And of course they didn't the designs wasn't for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, nobody's gonna buy this from me. So I had to branch out and do research, and I actually reached out to a couple of women that I knew that were already doing it, and they were willing to say, hey, these are some shows. It's kind of, you have proper etiquette. You don't like, where you get that jacket from? Give me the person. It's kind of like I'm in the business and I'm looking to improve my business. Can you give me some direction on where I should start?
That's that corporate behind you.
Yeah. Right. So that's kind of how it started. And once I got the information, I just jumped out the window, no parachute.
Oh, right. I was gonna say, right.
Yeah, no parachute. I just did it.
Pick your first location. You picked your location.
So I knew that I didn't have a realtor. Crazy, right? So I knew I wanted to be somewhere where boutique shopping was actually popular.
Okay.
That way people were already coming to that specific area for that reason. What I didn't factor in is that a lot of areas that were popular for that are not like us, you know, not our demographics. So, because like you said, it wasn't popular. So when I went to their area, it's like,
and then we love Chicago. You know, Chicago is very, very segregated.
Very, very to this day. Yeah. So, you know, I'm in this area where I'm like, oh, they're gonna come in here, they're gonna buy everything off the racks, because this is, they walk all day, rain, sleet, snow, you know, and crickets, like you said, like people had to be intentional about coming to where I was to support me.
Oh, wow.
You know, because I never got any foot traffic in the area.
And the traffic was there, but they weren't coming.
Oh yeah, it was tons. Yeah.
So how do you move through that space? Like, because anybody else would want to say, well, this is not it. Maybe I didn't hear right. Maybe I should just stick to corporate America. What I know, these people aren't coming in. What is that internal self saying to you?
I knew that I've always been a numbers girl. So I had a number in mind. And I said, as long as I stay above this, I'm good. But the minute that I go below this number, then I got to rework this. I got to rethink this.
So knowing your numbers, you got to know your numbers.
Got to know your numbers. Got to know your numbers.
Because you got to be able to measure.
So with that being said, I knew that I only signed a 1-year lease. See, I knew that much because I had properties prior to, you know, I was already into the real estate game. So I knew not to let someone get me tied up.
Because they're usually 3 to 5 years.
Commercial.
Commercial is usually 3 to 5 years.
Commercials, So I was able to get, and they probably wanted me out just as bad as I wanted to be out.
You know, they were like, she is
they was like, she's not our audience. That's not our audience.
That's not our demographic.
So for that being said, they were like, sure, you know, your year's coming up. Absolutely, we have no problem. We have another business want to get right in here anyway, which they did. You know, I think when I was leaving out, the other business was coming in. You know,
they were sweeping you on.
It was like, okay. So that's kind of how that worked. That's how the first location worked. That's how that kind of worked out for me.
I think that you made some important points here, because like Julie was saying, from the real estate agent standpoint, that typically you want to look for the foot traffic. The real estate agent can tell you, okay, this is how many people pass here in a certain time. But then those demographics are important, because if your audience is not passing there, then you don't have an audience to sell to. So those are the things that you learn and you keep moving.
Yep. So the next time around, I was like, okay, I'm getting me a realtor. A realtor. Oh God, my girlfriend would kill me if she heard me say that. Realtor. Okay. And I was like, I'm gonna have them to do all the groundwork for me to make sure that I put myself. If it's not an area that's known for that, I want an area that's up and coming.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to be in early.
It's good to be in early, and I'm gonna buy. And I'm gonna buy the space. That way, if I don't want to do this thing no more, I can wash my hands, I can rent it out, or I can sell it.
And you're going to benefit from the growth because you were early in that area. So
strategic. You gotta be strategic.
You gotta be very strategic when you're doing these things. You gotta think 50. You know, you gotta be 4 steps ahead of you know yourself, basically.
And I think sometimes people see the end result of everybody around, but they don't realize people like you that's been around for 13 years. You didn't wake up, post some pictures on social media, and then have an audience. Like, that's not how it happens.
That's not how it happens.
This is trial and error. Your first place didn't happen the way you thought it was going to happen. You learn your lesson, you go to the second place. What does that look like for you?
So now getting, you know, introducing yourself to the community and being more freely, more comfortable, being able to get your creative juices flowing, you know, because now you don't have that barrier of, you know, this is not my community, these are not my people, you know, so being able to really roll up my sleeves and, you know, and get into what I love, which is, you know, the whole fashion piece of it. So that's kind of the concept I had, and I was still in corporate. Like I
was gonna say, so is the store open morning to 9?
Right. So you already know, like, finding someone to run your business like you, it's just like
it's impossible.
Yeah. So I'm at work, people emailing, you're not open, I'm here, and I'm like, what? Nobody even call me? So dealing with that, and thank God I just had a great husband that was like, okay, I see the potential in this business. I know you're in corporate, you're set, you have a degree and all this stuff. You stay in that. I'm a man this, So I'm very grateful for that. And just business was growing too fast. I'm trying to hang on to that job. Now I'm dealing with that. Yeah. Hanging on to that job.
That job guarantees a number. Right.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm stepping over a dollar to pick up a penny. This ain't working. I gotta either try to part time, leave of absence. I need to do something. So that's kind of was my pivot to figure out what would have been the best decision. So I took a leave of absence way back when. To test it, because I want to test it. Right now, I want to leave I'm like 15 years into this one company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You've been with the same company.
Yeah, I was with that same company, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to throw that out the window. So
how does the leave of absence go, though?
So I did that for, I think they allow you to do it for like 60 or 90 days. So I was able to do it, without pay, which is fine because I've had the business, So I did the leave of absence, and I was like, I had a talk with God, and I was like, if you replace my salary, what am I going back for?
Right.
So I was like, okay, but me, I'm specific, I'm like, it's got to be consecutive. It can't
it got to be for 6, 7 months.
Yeah, you can't replace it just this week and then think I'm, So
exactly.
It happened in that order, and I was like, okay, all right.
Let me ask you this. How long had the business been active before you decided to leave corporate?
14 years.
Okay.
Yeah. It was 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the leave of absence, you did go, but you eventually went back to the corporate.
No.
Oh, okay. So the leave of absence came later. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
I did the leave of absence, and then after that 90 days, I was like, okay, let's go. I say I'm done.
So let's talk about that before people, because some people jump out the ledge. It's really like this movement. I feel like. When people's like, I'm quitting my job, and I'm going, like, what's some of the, COVID quitting, I'm becoming a content creator, I'm becoming an entrepreneur, all those things. But what were some of the things you made sure were in place? You said, I have that salary, but corporate also brings insurance and things like that. So what was in place before you did that? So I made sure that, number one, I had made sure that I saved enough money. Okay. For like 6 months worth of bills.
Okay.
So that, not 3, but 6. Okay. 3 ain't gonna work. 3 be like, what? It's 3 months. Maternity leave. Yeah. So I did that. As far as the insurance is concerned, I found out from another entrepreneur that like Cook County Hospital and things like that, they have their own insurance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. So I was able, and the insurance is based off of your income.
Oh, really? Okay, that's wonderful.
So I wasn't paying myself a lot of money. So I was able to get affordable health care from them, and dental as well, and vision. So I was like, okay, got that, because that's the most important thing.
That is a really big thing. Sometimes that's what keep people even at jobs.
So many people.
Just
right now.
That's the benefits.
Right now.
And that's important. So Chicago, if you're in Chicago,
if you're in Chicago,
you can look at Cook County Hospital Health Insurance.
Yes,
and that's whether you quit your job or whether you just at home right now. It's a sliding scale.
And it goes by, and they'll let you know, like, hey, if you make X amount of dollars, you qualify. If you make more than this, then you go to the marketplace, and then based on what you make, this is what we can give you insurance for, you know, and things like that. Right. So that was the main thing, but I made sure, but I had a plan. So I made sure I paid my car off. You know, so I was working up to everything, you know. So I'm like, okay.
Instead of spending all that money that you were making in the business, because now you got 2 incomes.
That's it.
Money's starting to look good. It could go really, really quick.
It could go
but
really
you're like, no, I'm sticking to the plan.
Sticking to the
paying
plan.
off my car. Because the less expenses you have, the less you have to worry about.
The less I have to worry about. You know, when all of my colleagues, you know, had their luxury cars and purses and everything, and I'm over here like in my Toyota Camry. I'm like, hey, y'all. I'm on a mission.
Because I got a plan. I'm looking for freedom. Because that's what success looked like for you.
Absolutely.
It wasn't the car. It wasn't the bags and all that stuff.
Remember, I said success doing what I want to when I want to. Right? So, going back to that. So, I was like, y'all can pick me up, though. You can pick me up in your car. I'll rap with you, you know? Yeah. So, that's kind of what that looked like for me.
Gotcha. So you the company, I'm sure they missed you leaving.
Oh my God, they was like, wait, what can we do? What can we do? You know, because you know, I've always had a leadership spirit. Okay. So even in the corporate realm, I did my job, your job, trained you, did this, did my boss job, you know.
They knew the value.
I did everything, and one of my good friends, she's still there. She's a boss as well. She was like, all of this that you putting into this company, you could be putting into your own. Yeah. And I'm like, you know how we
just gave me chills, girl. Because it's true. Sometimes we pour too much into spaces that will never be able to produce the harvest that you're doing, and taking that same energy and putting it into your own.
And I couldn't stop though. That's the thing. Like even when I wanted to go to work and just say, I'm gonna do what I want.
That's who you are.
Yep.
That's who you are.
It is hard. I understand exactly.
Because I'm done. You know what I'm saying? You need help? 'Cause I'm done. You know? I was like, I gotta get some control about myself.
Right. Like when you get done, like, okay, what can I slide in here from?
Yes.
I think that attitude though makes an entrepreneur who they are. Because I think entrepreneurs could be creative, but at the same time, you're doing somebody else's job as if it was yours, right? Because that's going to be the same story. Nobody's going to tell you to wake up and go open those doors to that boutique or stay late or research the newest thing. Nobody's going to tell you to do any of those things. So that doesn't just happen overnight. It got to be at least a part of who you are or somebody you're developing.
Correct.
That shows up before.
Right.
So you jump out, you say, I got this.
I got it.
How has it been?
Now, before the whole social media and all of that, it was amazing, you know, because people couldn't see that 50 stores, you know, they could compare prices and do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because who's driving around to 7 different places to do all that? Nobody's doing that. They're going with who they know, and that's it. You know, so back then, you know, it was everything. It was everything that I wanted it to be, like everything. And I'm just being full transparent, you know. Just be honest, you know. That's my new baby.
Keep it real.
That's my new baby. Just be honest. But like. Now it's just, I guess you'll get to that part, but so the journey prior, you know, after leaving was absolutely amazing.
Gotcha. But the industry's changing.
But the industry has most definitely changed. People are in it. They don't love it. They're doing it for money. Right. They're undercutting. You know, I'm like, how are you even? You're not even making money because I know what it costs.
Because you know what it costs at wholesale or manufacturing level. Yeah. Because I think when you think about industry tycoons back in the day, because I like to watch a lot of documentaries, a lot of them knew, like, don't go that far. Like, while that's my competition, I know that we can only cut this to the point where neither one of us is making money anymore. But a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand the value of that or understand business and the industry. So it's like, oh, I can make $2. I'm good. Right. Not knowing that you saying you can make $2 just made all of us make less.
All of us. Everybody.
Everybody.
To where I even had like relationships, because these were people that started after me that would reach out to me for information, and I would say, hey, you need to change your price. Like that, you're not making any money. Like, what are you looking at your bottom line? You know, you have to think about these people. They don't have accountants. They don't got attorneys. They not using POS systems. They're not tagging. They ain't steaming. They barely got a bag to put your garment in. But that's why they could say, okay, hey, this $30. I can sell this to you for $30. It got wrinkles in it. They don't out the bottom of the, bottom of the bag, and So that's the thing. It's a lot of labor that goes into that one garment.
Right.
You know, that they're just totally just disregarding and just doing it for the gram, as they say.
Because it's their side hustle.
Yeah.
But they ain't even making no money.
Guess what? I own my own business.
I think that's what it's for. Yeah. I think that's, or come on, when I finish selling this is just going to be a night, for me to go have dinner. Some money for me to go have dinner with, because you're not trying to, you're not trying to leverage it for anything else.
So someone like you that's been in the game for so many years, and you seeing the industry in a way go to a point where it's not what you like, and I think a lot of industries are taking hits like that. Even in the real estate, we just had a crazy law that was passed, and we're gonna have to adjust some things. Like, a lot of industries are being shaken up. As you, as a vet in the game, how are you going to pivot, or where do you see yourself going in the fashion industry?
Only God knows. I mean, like, seriously. I've been very quiet. I'm spending more time with him to just get direction, because it's just it starts to put your fire out.
Yeah.
You're not excited about it like you used to be. You're not driven. The math ain't mathin'.
Right. Because I'm actually doing the math.
You're in the red. You're still working. You're working even more, and you're still in the red. Because there's just so many things. You have these overseas websites that you have to worry about stealing your pictures and your content and using it for their own, and saying they selling it for $20 and you got it for $100. And then people are like, wait a minute, I thought. How in the world could you have thought that you ordered it from me for $20?
Right.
I mean, that's your first red flag. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, these are the things, that we have to deal with. And taxes and lights and gas and insurance and
all those things are
internet
going up.
and all of that is going up. And you're trying to stuff these, these expenses into something that just doesn't fit. So with that being said, I always know that you need to have multiple things going on, so that when you are faced with, certain things like this, you can have something to offset. And then that's where the $1 million mindset.
Yep, I was going to get into
that. So before we go there, because when you guys were talking about the boutiques, I was thinking about, you being early on in 2005, but it seems like it's been an ebb and flow with boutiques in some ways, because I remember, I'm going to age myself a little bit, but I was a little baby. No, but I remember in the late 70s and early 80s, boutiques were big, and then they went away. And now that there's been this big resurgence, but I wonder if it's been like you in every market you see those things where it's the same thing kind of happen, those ebbs and flows. If some of those same things happened back then, you're being undersold. Like, a lot of times back then, you were being undersold by the department stores that could offer it for less. Now you're being undersold by these fast fashion.
Yeah, there you go.
And everything like that.
There you go.
Some people still don't. So, because there's always like this big argument on social media about like the fast fashion and stuff like that. And while of course there's a market for it, but there are people that don't like fast fashion.
Oh yeah, they won't even touch it.
Like I barely put it on my son.
Yeah.
Because I hear about the fabrics and things and what's made it. And at first I didn't even think about that, but you start doing studies and you see like sometimes they're made with chemicals and things that can actually mess with the children.
Yeah.
I don't think our people know that.
No, they don't. They don't. They see a price. You know, and then what you have to understand is the quality.
The quality.
You know,
you wash it, it's gone.
Yeah. So you might have paid $30. And hopefully when you did receive it, it fit. And you have to give it away.
Or it's not irregular.
Yeah. It's for like you have to give it to your little sister that's 10, right? You know, but if you do get it, and it works.
I love when people be
I love it.
Like,
I love it.
This came from Shan. But it do be a difference.
Yeah.
It be a difference. Like that cut a little irregular.
Yeah. They do say So, you know, I get a flood of people into the boutique and they're rushing.
Yeah, because they're
like, I got this. I can't do nothing with it. Or it's coming from overseas. It's going to take you 28 days to get it. You know, and it's like, I needed this for my trip. Now you have to come here. But let's just go back to the $30 concept, right? $30, right? You wear it one time. 30. You think you saved something. Okay, you got to throw it in the garbage. Because now you got to go spend another 30 to buy something else. Right. Then you got to spend another 30 to go buy something else. So you're not actually saving. Like I tell people, I did a post on my page like about 2 weeks ago. And I've been speaking on this softly.
Yeah, you know, you gotta get loud.
And I'm gonna have to get loud. But the feedback and the engagement is like people was like, yeah, you know. So my thing, what I posted, I said, don't think that you're paying less. You're not paying less. You're actually paying more. And I spoke about customer service. I was speaking from a customer service standpoint. The number one thing that I hate is when I spend my money and I can't talk to nobody. Right. That's the most frustrating thing in the world. When I spend my money, I don't care what it is. If I have a question, I want to be able to talk to a live person and ask you, no matter how redundant or how idiotic that question may sound, I want that option.
Yeah.
You know, I said, so when you see someone charging less, please know that they're not providing you any customer service.
Right.
You can only reach them by email. You can only wait for them to respond. If you need them to track a package for you, they're going to tell you to call the carrier.
Yep.
And so forth and so on. So when you look at my price, these are some of the things that I have to use that for.
Yeah, right.
To make sure that you have a landline phone that you could call and say, Kiwi's Boutique. Yes, I want to know this dress. I want to know if I'm a size 12, but I'm a 36 bust. You know, do you think that I should get a large or a medium before I check out?
Right.
That's what you're paying for.
Right. Customer service.
You're paying for customer service.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the things that are rolled up into that garment that you're buying. So please understand that you're not getting any.
So you gotta pay one way or the other. You gotta pay on the front end, or you gotta pay on the back end.
Yeah, which way you want to pay?
Yeah.
Yep, and I feel like that's right because more and more we've been complaining about the lack of customer service,
and it's horrible.
And then it's like now you have a place that's willing to provide you with the greatest customer service, but you want to save $20-$30, but then you really ain't saving.
Right.
So you really not saving because you frustrated because you got this wedding to go to, and you don't know where this dress at and when it's coming,
and you don't even know if it's gonna fit.
And you don't know if it's gonna fit when you get it.
Yeah.
So
and you might have to throw it away.
Absolutely.
So you birthed a new baby. You dominated the fashion space. You got that under your belt, and you introduced the $1 million mindset. Tell us a little bit about that.
So when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, it was very, very difficult to find groups, organizations, or people, for even that matter, that wanted to help offer information and teach and share knowledge on how to do this thing called entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You know? So I always promised myself when I got into this space that I would be a resource. Of course, there are stipulations to that because people will go overboard, but I wanted to be a resource for other entrepreneurs that came after me. So with that being said, I started getting like so many DMs and emails and can you help me with this and can you do this and could you look over this? I'm taking this class and it's on entrepreneur and da-da-da-da-da-da. So with that being said, I said, because they were asking me things that I wasn't even experienced in. So I said, let me form an organization where I can put people in touch with the right people, so that they can get the knowledge or get the help that they need to do what it is that they want to do.
Okay.
So that's where that came from.
Okay.
And it's taken off.
It's taken off.
Tell us about what does the event look like? What should people expect to get when they come to one?
So I do a series of events. I try to do both educational as well as fun. Because you have so many women that are in this space that they don't have any fun because all of their friends and all of their family, they're not entrepreneurs, so they don't understand what you go through as an entrepreneur. So you want to be around like-minded people that can sharpen you. So I try to make sure, at first everything was just educational. And now I try to balance between the both so that, because I like to have fun too.
Right.
You know, I don't want to learn all the time. I want to have some fun too.
I need to squeeze my sponge out a little bit.
Just a little bit. So if you come to one of the events from an educational standpoint, it's normally, like I said, I normally have like guest speakers that speak from areas that I think that are very important for entrepreneur, which is always funding because everybody needs money. And everybody wants to talk to me about money, how I get money, what I got to do to get money, money. So I always have someone that can help you get money. I always have someone that once you get the money, they can help you orchestrate what to do with the money. So I have like a financial advisor.
Yeah, that's important.
I always have someone that's a financial advisor that can help you once you get this money, what you gonna do with it, you know? I also have someone that's an attorney. I always have an attorney there.
That's a good
so that you, if any legal questions, make sure your business set up right, all of that. I always make sure I have an accountant, some type of CPA there. I always have a CPA there because you need to know, once you get the money, you need to make sure you're doing the right thing with the money
and paying the taxes
and all of that. So, and then I kind of leave that other space kind of open. I always have someone that's in a different entrepreneur realm that's really seasoned. That can give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I always try to have someone there that's really seasoned, that knows, you know, what it takes, and it can give you insight on that. So that's the educational piece. Like when I do that, as far as the fun stuff, we do a lot of brunches. We do women empowerment lunches and dinners. Same thing where I don't do like all the educational piece, but I spotlight other business owners that wants to promote their brands because they want to put their brands in front of a specific audience, especially people that are going to patronize them. So that'd be their opportunity to be on a platform to say, hey, you know, I'm a hairstylist, I'm a nails, I'm a fitness trainer, I got my own shapewear, body, you know, whatever it is, I'm a realtor, whatever it is. So I always do that. And we always have a good time.
Really? That's wonderful.
And we eat and they drink and, you know, and we take pictures and do all of that. And they make a lot of connections, and a lot of women have left those events being friends.
So let me say this. So Chiquita, somebody asked Julia about remember the event, the Black Boss Lady event, where we would invite people in and have the education.
Yes.
Yeah, but we couldn't make it happen because we were very busy. But so we were thinking like maybe a couple of years down the road we would do something like that. It looked like you already got it going on. Like it's huge.
And I'm hired.
they find you?
Yeah.
Where can they find your group? Where can they find your boutique? Where can they find you for hire?
Okay, so boutique is located at 1015 Southwestern, Chicago, Illinois, 60612. That's on the corner of Taylor and Western in Chicago. Also on the web, www.kiwisboutique.com, IG, Kiwi's Boutique, Facebook, Kiwi's Boutique. What else? TikTok, Kiwi's Boutique. So Threads, Kiwi's Boutique. All platforms. All of them. That's important, guys. Make sure you secure your brand across all platforms. That's extremely important. Okay.
And then your millionaire dollar mindset groups for the events.
So for the events, you can go to my IG _millionaire babes. There's a link on there, a link tree where you can sign up to get on our list to receive notifications for all of our
because her events sell out too.
Yeah.
Really quick, actually.
Thank you, God. It's a little different now because like everybody is like really afraid to like spend money now. Like I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but people are really like.
Well, we haven't made any money yet, so we don't know.
They but I push. You gotta believe. You gotta believe it. You gotta speak it, and you just act.
That's what the millionaire mindset is really about. Some people think it's about money, which it is money because I think money comes with it.
Yeah.
But it's about just believing at a high level.
This is where it starts. This is where it starts, and I continue to teach myself. And you can find all of my information on there if you need to contact me. I help orchestrate and organize events as well because I've done enough and so many. So now people bring me in. I mean, I'm planning 50th birthday parties, launch parties. I secure your venue, help you with your flowers, get your decors, your caterers, photographers, videographers. So I do it. I do it all.
And you know what though? I like the fact that it was like your boutique in some ways was drastically affected by the internet, but the internet has helped you really blossom in these other areas.
Yes, it has. So now I go from just having a Chicago base to having a base in St. Louis, to having a base in New York, in Florida, Mississippi.
And you're even doing an event in Las Vegas.
In Vegas, yeah. Now I did an event in Vegas last year. It was just a Millionaire Babes networking mixer because they don't have community out there like for us. So they were like, everybody was like, what? Oh my God, and I promoted it just a little bit.
See, sometimes you gotta go where your audience is, though. Think about it, right? So you may be here in Chicago, it may be a little saturated, so it's harder to people have to say it's 5 people giving it. I gotta pick one with this extra.
How can I pick one?
Yeah.
How can I?
But then you go out there where they're not giving them, and people are throwing their money at you.
They're like, oh my God, we need this. We need this. So, so now that I'm branching out, like you said, even more to another state. And first trip, I've never done a trip before though. So this is my thing. I always do events.
So you're going to sponsor a trip with your company? Your company is sponsoring a trip?
So no, I'm planning a trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm planning a trip. This is a girls trip.
Oh, so you're taking them there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's different.
That's totally different.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's totally.
Yeah, that's different.
And I'm like,
So I thought you were giving the event in Vegas, and the Vegas community would come, but they're
coming. When I'm taking. So my tribe, people that come to my events here, like those are the people that sign up to go.
How are you doing that?
Oh, I told you I'm jumping out the window. I'm like shaking, like. Right. By the time y'all see this, it'll be all over. But so I'm like, just oh.
What made you go down that route?
Oh my God, I've been wanting to do a conference for a while. And I said, I'm not ready for a conference just yet.
Yeah, because conferences,
that's a whole nother animal.
Right.
You need
that's
some
a
big
whole
sponsors.
You need some corporate dollars.
I said, nope, we gonna just do some trips because y'all done came to 50 events, and I'm like, what event can I do next? And I know some of these people are the same people that come over and over and over.
So you create community though. You've created a community that people trust in you, and this is like you say, your tribe. So now we're gonna go start going other places. places and see it. And maybe those entrepreneurs could see another market and like, hey, maybe I can expand to this area.
Yeah.
So, because even before the camera, you were talking about Vegas, and it got my head thinking like, oh, they need it. Oh, is the space for that?
Yeah.
As much as we go to Vegas.
Right. Y'all should be licensed so that y'all can go out there and do some showings every so often, because they building like crazy.
I think you wanted to move there at one point.
You know what? So when you guys were talking about Vegas, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but yeah, at one point in time, I wanted to move to Vegas, and this was maybe 5 years ago. I was set. We're gonna move to Vegas, and then we started going to Vegas. Like we've been to Vegas.
Y'all spent a week there.
We spent
7-8 days there.
And 1 year we went twice. So, but then I was like, you know what? Wait, it's a desert.
It's so hot in the summer. Oh my God.
Heat, right? I love the heat of Vegas. But then I was like, this is a desert. No, I want the heat, but I want a beach.
Okay,
so,
I want both.
I do. That's me too. I was like,
yeah.
I like Vegas. Oh, well, let me take that back. I have not enjoyed Vegas the times I went.
Okay.
I am more open to going at some point because we think about. But I was like, I gotta have water. Okay, I got it.
So yeah, some people gotta have it, and that's what you hear. Like the people that live there that came from like Cali and places like that are like, oh God, I miss the water. But when I want the water, I just jump on the plane for an hour, drive for 3 hours, and then I'm at the water.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great place, and like you said, the growth is just exponential. This was before, so when I was looking at it,
so you was bad, and it was really good.
It was really good.
Baby, you would have cashed out. Oh God, you would have cashed out.
Sometimes when the Lord leads you somewhere,
you should just go. You should just did it, and you would have been cashing out right now. That water for real.
She did. I feel like it was right after the housing thing you was thinking about, because the houses were going for really cheap too.
They were very cheap.
Like 100. I know.
Yeah. It was wonderful. And now all the people, and look, you could have been on Airbnb making all type of money.
Boom, 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 boom. You would have been popping up like, oh, I'm successful. I'm eating good.
You know, and let me ask you this though. I don't think that we covered this, and I think we would be remiss if we don't cover it. COVID for the boutique. How did that?
Wonderful.
It worked during COVID.
I know, right? Everybody confined. Nobody can get out. Nobody know where to go.
But they was just spending.
Because
people, but everything was being sold out though.
Yeah.
I couldn't buy a patio set to save my life.
You couldn't buy, because you didn't have like the rest of like all the extracurricular activities that people got to try. I'm trying to go to the movies, I'm trying to go to dinner, I'm trying to go to somebody's birthday party, I'm trying to do this. So you trying to spread that $100, like you said. You trying to spread that amongst all these things, you know. But they didn't have that. So they was like they had lucrative, you know, income to do specific things
because people gonna spend money. That's the thing. People are always gonna spend money.
Folks
gonna spend some money.
Oh baby, they gonna spend it and tell you I'll pay you later. But I'm gonna go out and have a good time and look good doing.
That's right. But that's what we always did. It was we talked about a different world. So the guy who played Dwayne Wayne, Hardick, or what's his last name? His mother was a model. And so that's kind of how he got it. But yeah, she was a model. She was very well known, and it was like the 60s, 70s. And she owned her own modeling company one time. But what you guys are saying just makes me think about that. It was a documentary on her, Beverly and whatever their last name is. And she was like, you know, when we were modeling and everybody was talking about, you know, well, how are these black girls, they model, whatever. She said, I'm black. We come from fashion. Okay? We might not have $5 in our pocket, but we don't look good. And I was like, that hit home for me because it's true. Because a lot of people, they try to down black people for that.
Yes, they do.
You ain't got nothing, but you out here looking good. I've worked every day.
And I want to look good.
This is what I can afford to do is buy me
I'm
some
gonna buy me
stuff.
some lipstick.
Feel good.
You know, like they said, like when we go through the recession and depression and all that, there was like lipstick, cigarettes, and alcohol. Well, makeup. And because that's what people gonna buy. They don't care if they got a dime, because that's what make everybody feel good.
Feel good. Exactly.
Yeah.
So with the industry changing, there's still people that are going to want to get into this space. And I know you mentor people, entrepreneurs of all types. If somebody's sitting there and they're saying, man, I want to still get into fashion, what would be 2 to 3 tips you would give to them?
The first thing I would say is to make sure that you have your resources, meaning financially. You want to make sure you have yourself together financially so that you can endure the ups and downs, because they're going to come. Number 2, I would say make sure you identify who you want to serve and don't stray from that. A lot of people get into the industry, I'm going to sell this today, I'm going to sell hair tomorrow, I'm going to sell eyelashes tomorrow, I'm going to do this. So identify who you want to serve and service them. And number 3, get you a mentor. You're not losing money by paying someone to teach you what you don't know. You're going to lose more by trial and error. So why do trial and error do you know what if I could pay somebody to say, hey, I know how you can leverage your business, and they got 100% success rate or whatever. Here, it's a no-brainer. So those are my 3 tips.
Love it, because you get to collapse time frames is what I say. I get to take all the knowledge you learn and pour it into me in a quicker space. And
and it saves me it saves you so much headache and frustration. If I could just ask, like, they ain't opening my emails. What should I be saying? Like, what am I doing wrong? Could you look at this? If I can pay somebody to say, hey, do this, and okay. And there you go. That's what I want to do. That's where I am in my life.
I'm always in the
So
train.
tell me what building to buy. That's what will be the biggest ROI. I don't need to be out here talking about, I don't know, YouTube. I can listen to YouTube.
Because that's just fractional information anyway, which is a good starting point. But my auntie knows I just signed up for this training, and I will pay somebody so quickly. If I know you can help me produce that outcome, I will write the check, because I don't have time to go through, like you went through that, so I don't have to go through that.
That's it.
But I'm going to pay you for your expertise, because time is infinite more valuable than money. So you spend a lot of time to get that. So
let me just add one thing to that too, because sometimes we don't have the money. So there are free mentor programs like SCORE.
Yes, it is.
Small Business Association.
SCORE. Women Business Development Center. They have some free stuff. And not only that, if you don't have the money, maybe you have something that you could barter with someone that knows.
And show up
use the barter system.
Use the barter system. If you want to run a boutique, say, hey, I'll come work for you for the free.
There you go.
In exchange,
perfect. And you go learn.
But I feel like I have learned so much from books. Okay? A book, if you don't have the money for a book, you go to the library.
There you go.
The book,
there you go.
So get the information and then apply it. And what I've learned is the more I apply it, the more I do have the money. Because I'm applying it and I'm making the money. So then I just go up the ladder. Right? I remember taking the class. I think I paid $99 for the class. But I had indulged on his YouTube stuff for so long. So I said, well, let me take his class for $99. The things I learned in there were amazing. I made $3,000 just by putting it in. In place. It was $99. So if I go and do that a few more times, I'll take another coaching class and he'll be like $3,000 out of night.
And back to not having money. Do you really not have money?
Exactly.
Or are you just mismatched?
That's really what it is.
Or what are you willing to spend your money on?
You can get your $10 Starbucks, but you don't want to say, hey, let me freeze on Starbucks for a month. Let me pay her $2.99 for this hour, so that she can help me with a blueprint on how to make some money.
And that's so true, because look, I'm speaking to the cheap people out there. But as Julie knows, I don't buy Starbucks. I don't even believe
She don't.
But like, that coffee is not that good.
I'm like, how do you pronounce? Look,
Starbucks until I had a toddler and had to still live.
It's a marketing gimmick anyway.
I'm getting myself out of it.
I'm gonna make my own coffee, my own tea, my own smoothie, because I know those dollars are allocated to other things.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna treat myself now, because I like to take trips. That's my non-negotiable.
Right.
But so I have to be mindful of other things that I do throughout, the rest of the month.
That's what we all spending money.
Yeah, we're spending it all. We all spending it in just different ways.
Invest in your dream if that's something that
that's number one. That's the most important thing.
In yourself.
Yes. It's like you're getting your hair done, your nails, going to the dentist, working out, eating healthy. That's all an investment in you. And you need to take care of you.
Right. It's true. Well, Miss Chiquita White, you are truly a Black boss lady.
And your legacy will forever live on the Black Boss Lady platform.
Thank you for having me. I'm so appreciative. I'm really, truly, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the BBL Platform Podcast, the place where legacies live. We hope you will join us on our next inspirational journey to success. Be sure to rate, like, and subscribe to our show. For more information, please visit our website at theBBLplatform.com.